I met with Tammy, and we were talking about things that we were doing, and she mentioned it, and we started talking about it. And because Kelly's grandfather was a veteran, was in World War II, a fighter pilot, and then a career military person, and then my parents, both my parents are veterans, but from the Israeli Army. I wanted to get involved, and then I came here and I saw it, and it was fantastic, and we came up with this concept, and here we are today. My wife Kelly and I are thrilled to be part of DOGETAG Bakery. Its mission to help veterans with disabilities build job skills. They have this unique program that involves Georgetown University and then work that takes place here at the bakery. Kelly's grandfather served in World War II and was a career military person. My parents are both veterans from the Israeli Army, but it's very close to our heart, and so we're honored to be here today. Our goal today is to raise enough money to send at least one veteran through the program. And we're already halfway there with the contributions from myself and from Right Scout, and I'll introduce Right Scout in a second. And we have enough people here where everyone just donated $50 to $100. We would reach our goal and be able to send one person through the program. So thank you in advance for your donation, and there's a table over there if you want to donate. I was born in Israel, raised in England, and then I've spent the last 20 years here. Well, I feel like my entire life there's been some level of crisis in Israel. I have a lot of family there. I go back there very often. And my hope is that at some point in my lifetime there'll be peace, but that's hard to imagine.
This is a bakery, this is a nonprofit, this is a business, this is an educational program. This is not just the beautiful place that you see here, and it's all because of you, Father Curry. Thank you so much, and here he is.
I worked in India for a year with Mother Teresa, and she had those two magic words she would say when you gave her a gift. Not enough. So that invitates whoever did that test. Because what our real product here in the bakery is the chance for disabled veterans and their spouses to go and start their own businesses and to go out into the world and to really make an impact. There is a sad thought that disabled veterans don't want to work. Au contraire, not only do they want to work, but they want to make a real contribution to American society. And through Georgetown University School of Continuing Studies and the incredible professors who come down from the MBA program, we train our students to be young entrepreneurs. The end game is their own business plan. But because we're standing on a stage, I want to let you know we also have another program that's integral to what we're doing. It is imperative that the veterans tell their own story. And so we have a training in the dramatic monologue. Not only just telling their story, but getting down deep, working with playwrights to tell their own story.
Yes, we actually just re-saw the last episode, and we kind of came to life because Kelly was going to try on some new shoes, and I was like, "Don't do what Selena did! Like, don't do that! It will squeak everywhere."
I was like, I don't know if I should wear them tonight.
Yeah,
so.
Probably Selena.
Yeah, I'd say it's a tie between the two leading ladies, Selena and Amy. You know, the writing is so witty, and everybody has such great one-liners. Yeah. Gary's a top favorite too.
Yeah. I don't know. That might be a stretch, but I think that there are elements of it that ring true, and then there are elements of it that are funny to people that know more about those people than others, right? So I find amusing the ordinary way in which they talk to each other, and yet they're, well, the vice president, now the president. And you kind of find it funny, the behind closed doors conversations, which you know take place in real life too, and then they go in front of the camera and they're a completely different person.
No, I completely agree. I think they're just all over the top characters, but close enough to reality that it kind of touches with people and resonates. And
yeah, I think more and more people are finding it interesting, right? The House of Cards, VEEP. There's so much interest now in DC and in politics in general, and I don't think that's going to change. I think that's only going to become even more over the next few years, especially with the election coming up. You know, House of Cards is it's interesting in how crazy and over the top the characters are. To think of a murderer, being president of the United States. But then again, you also see the parts that are very real when they're on Air Force One and the conversations that take place, and the part where he was getting his biography written. I thought that was all very interesting and probably has lots of elements of truth to it as well.
Yeah, I agree. I've actually had the opportunity to work on the House of Cards set a number of times as background and as a stand-in for some of the talent there, and it's just amazing the sets, the strides they go to replicate the White House, for example, or the inauguration scene,
The residences.
the residences.
The kitchen, I mean.
Yeah,
just
they just go. I mean, you really feel like you're in there. So it's a really cool experience to be on those sets. And I think just as an actress in the area, we're just fortunate to have two really great shows being filmed in the area in Baltimore, VEEP and House of Cards. 2.5 years ago, I said to myself, stop dreaming about it and just go out there and do it. So I did. So I've been trying to act as much as I can since, while also managing 2 little boys at home. It is an issue in general for the acting community here. We're lucky to have VEEP and House of Cards, and then we've also got Turn filming down in Richmond, and there's a couple of shows for AMC that filmed out in West Virginia in the fall that are coming out shortly. But we have to stay competitive. Atlanta and New Orleans are really emerging as kind of the new up-and-coming places due to their tax breaks and incentives that they're getting. So we're always struggling in the acting community to keep those shows here and hopefully attract new shows.
Yeah. No, it's a shame because you want to see more shows being filmed here in DC and not just faking it.
So, as a special thank you to the Schwartzes, okay, there's the prize, and then we would like to give you this flag. Thank you so much for stepping in and helping us.
This flag is done over DOGETAG Bakery, and we pulled it down to give it to you.